All right. Next up is Dr. Nicole Forsgren. She told me just to make some stuff up, but I will tell you how awesome she is. I think it was some conference in India that Bridget and I were at, and Bridget just ran up to her and said, "Oh my God, you have to keynote our DevOps days," and she agreed to do it, and that was pretty cool. You might know Nicole is the CEO of Dora, who puts out the very influential State of DevOps report. So everybody should listen to what she has to say because she's awesome. Please give it up for Nicole.
Okay, who here is ready through a race through metrics and culture? Who here is just trapped for the next 5 minutes? Yes! Okay, so here I'm going to tell you all about how metrics make your DevOps awesome. I'm going to talk really fast, so here we go to catch up. Maybe. So, who here knows about the Amazon shopping cart? Maybe, you probably do. Greg Linden decided to just code this thing up and ask his SVP. SVP is like, no, bad idea. People might click away. Greg's like, oh, sad panda. Pushed it into prod anyway. I'm sure it's fine. Everything's going to be fine. Well, turns out it made them money. He didn't get fired. Want to know why? Because building this culture, which is metrics-driven, is the key to innovation. Creativity must flow from everywhere. Everyone has to be able to do this. And the key is that measurement must rule. Super, super important because you can improve what you don't measure. This is super important. Other companies have found this too. So Ronnie Kohavi worked at a few companies. Then he went to Microsoft. Microsoft's like, I don't need to test it. I know my customers. I know my product. I'm going to build it. Turns out, not everything works. Only about 1/3 of things that we think are going to be awesome are actually awesome. 1/3 make us money. 1/3, 1/3 are a bad idea. So we need metrics to help us make our DevOps and our product and everything else awesome. By the way, we should be measuring things that matter. Most of us work for companies that care about money, so the goal is money. By the way, you should read this book. It's amazing. Seriously, it's a good idea. So, because the goal is money, or at least delivering value to our key stakeholders. By the way, that which is measured gets managed, right? In business, you are what you measure. Be careful about the things you measure, especially if they show up on a report somewhere, right? Who has seen this? If it's on a report, suddenly management cares, and they care a lot. Dr. Goldratt, the guy who wrote the goal, says, tell me how you measure me, and I will tell you how I behave. Who knows this is true? Yes, right? Suddenly everyone cares about a KPI. Why? It's just 3 special letters. By the way, if you capture only one metric, that's what's going to be gamed. This is why when we do the State of DevOps report, we measure speed and stability. They're in a tension, they're in a balance. By the way, if you do the DevOps right, you get both. Okay, not everything that can be counted counts. I know we can measure everything. Throw it in a database, but be careful about what you pay attention to. Be careful about what shows up on those reports. What does it tell me? How does it help me make a decision? How does it relate to an outcome? What are the unintended consequences of measuring this? Because metrics inform incentives, which shape behavior. Pretty sure we've seen this somewhere. Here's a perfect example. The metric is we want to ship code by 5 p.m. on Friday. The behavior is we sprint to deliver that code as fast as we can. Unintended consequence, that ops team spends the weekend putting out fires. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. We've never seen this. This would never happen. This would never happen to us. Okay, here's the other thing. Just because someone says it's hard to measure doesn't mean it's not worth measuring. Don't tell me that just because I can't get it out of a system, I don't care. Culture. We can measure it, and we should, because it's super, super important. Okay, here, think surveys are shit. I love you. Who here loves data out of their log files? Who here's seen shit data in your log files? All your hands. I love you so hard. I know, right? That's fine. You know what? We can take measures to make our survey data good. Just the same way that we can take measures to make sure our log data is good. Although some people I know, no one here though, no one here just ignores the shit data in their log files and use it anyway. It's fine. We do a whole bunch of stuff to make sure that survey data are good. Although we should still be skeptical because spuriouscorrelations.com tells us that number of pool deaths in the United States is highly correlated with Nicolas Cage movies. So, by the way, Western organizational culture is predictive of IT and organizational performance. So, take a look. Some of us might have friends that work in pathological organizations, although I'm sure we all personally work in generative organizations. And by the way, here's how we can measure it. Pull out your cameras quick, because you got like 10 seconds left. Here's how we can measure it, and it's been in peer review. And Dr. Westrup emailed me and said I'm doing it right. So excited. Okay, what can we do? Read and share Data Driven, short book by DJ Patel and Hillary Mason. DJ Patel worked in the White House when we cared about data. Ask others about metrics, and think about your own metrics. Thank you.